going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I've got a good one. This is Judge O'Donnell. A no-nonsense judge. I've been playing him for a couple months now. You guys know who this is. He's the one who always says what's on his mind. Not afraid to cuss on the bench. Usually makes for some entertaining clips. This one's no different. It's a little slow at the beginning, but at the end, he does say some funny things, and it's worth sticking around for. But you got to understand the court hearing before his comments make sense. So we're going to play the entire thing. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
This is 18-230, Devontae Edwards. Another violation of community control. The violation is you failed to report since April 13th of 23. You understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, what does he want to do today?
Your Honor, I've had opportunities to discuss the alleged violation with Mr. Edwards, and it is my understanding at this point that he does intend to enter a plea of guilty to the violation.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your plea to the charge?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. Why? This is an 18 case. We're now toward the end of 24.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the problem here?
To be honest, I wasn't thinking clearly. Priorities not in order.
Why not? You've been on probation for 6 years, because you're only allowed to be on probation for 5 years, but since you keep not showing up, it keeps getting extended. Why is that?
Just young and not thinking clearly, Your Honor.
How old are you?
I'm 26 now.
You ain't that young.
Not any, yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
When you started on this case, you were 20.
Yes,
Okay,
Your
you were young. You ain't young no more. Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you refuse to show up?
There is no excuses for why I didn't show up, Your Honor, other than I wasn't thinking clearly.
What's clouding your mind?
At the time, I didn't have any priorities, no goals set, no nothing. I was just living day to day.
Doing what?
Working. I was missing my kids that weren't here. I did have one that still live here with me. I've been working to get my priorities in order since they've been back. I did have 2 of my kids move back from Texas, and that's been my main goal, is to provide for them. However, I do understand that I can't provide for them if I'm not taking care of my priorities here. If I'm not following court order or probation rules, there's no way I could provide for them if I'm going to be locked up.
Well, you've been locked up a total of 214 days on this case over the 6 years that it's been alive. So when did you figure out, at what point of those 214 days did you finally figure out that you can't provide for them if you're locked up?
To be honest with you, within the last 90 days that I've been locked up, it's hurt me the most that I put a financial burden on their mother and my loved ones for not being there for my kids myself as a man.
It took you till now to figure that out?
To be honest, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now that's 3 times you told me you were going to be honest with me, okay?
Yes.
Does that mean when you don't say that, you're lying to me, or what?
No, I'm not lying about nothing.
Okay. So what am I supposed to do with somebody? How many times is this, Dave, where he's had violations for not showing up?
This is the third.
Third time. So what am I supposed to do with somebody who 3 times now refuses to show up?
Given the opportunity, Your Honor, I would like to prove that you've been more than fair to me over the years, you and Dave, to be honest. And there's no reason why I couldn't reach out to him or you and explain what I was going through, whether I was overwhelmed or whatever the case may be. I would just like the opportunity to prove that whatever you've seen in me before, you or Dave, that you weren't wrong, and I can actually follow the rules, court order, and probation rules.
Well, haven't I been wrong? Because you can't follow the rules. You've demonstrated that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So haven't I been wrong?
I don't think you've been wrong. I just didn't see it in myself that I could do it, but I know I can, especially due to the fact that I want to be able to provide for my children and be there for them now that they're back in the city.
What were they doing in Texas?
She moved out there to try to find better work habits and better living and things like that, especially because she moved while I was incarcerated the last time. But she came back to try to give me a chance.
What, is she out of her mind?
I would hope not.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3 total, 3 girls,
How old?
a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
Okay, and which one had been living with you?
The 6-year-old,
Okay, where's the 6-year-old living now? Since
She's-
you're in jail.
she's with her mom right now.
Okay. Where do you live?
I was living in Euclid, Ohio,
When?
for the past 2 years.
And where in Euclid?
222nd
Where on 222nd?
off Fox Ave.
Is that an apartment complex?
Yes.
Who you living there with?
I was there by myself and my daughter. She was back and forth between me and her mom
Where's her mom live?
in Bedford, Ohio.
You got a license?
Yes.
Where were you working?
Superior Beverage
Where's that?
in Solon.
What do you do there?
They got a bunch of conveyor belts, and I
Bunch
just
of what? Conveyor belts?
Yeah, they got a bunch of conveyor belts, and I just take the beverages and load them on the conveyor belt.
What kind of beverages?
All types, alcoholic beverages, milk, every beverage almost.
How long you been working there?
The last year and a half,
How'd you get that job?
I just applying for it.
Did they interview you?
Yes,
Did they know about your juvenile record?
no,
Did they know about your adult record?
yes, Your Honor.
And what'd they say about that?
They didn't hold it against me. They gave me the opportunity to prove and work that I could be a working man.
Do they know where you are?
Right now, yes, they do. Yes,
Okay, what are they doing about that?
they gave me the opportunity to come back whenever I get out of here.
Why do you were like a royal pain in the ass when you were a kid, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you got into trouble. Went to DYS, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Jesus. You got a terrible juvenile record. So when you were 19, you got your first charge as an adult, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then like 6 months later, you got this charge, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you were 19 still. You got any other charges since then?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
I try to avoid getting in trouble again, Your Honor. It's not for me.
Okay. Then the simplest thing when you're on probation is to show up, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you show up at work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why do you show up at work?
Like you said, it's the simplest thing to do, and I want to get paid and provide for my family.
Okay. When you're at work, when you had your daughter, where did your daughter go when you went to work?
She either went with my great aunt or her mom.
Okay. How does she get there?
We switch who drops her off or picks her up, or my great aunt would come get her.
Okay. So if you're gonna drop her off, you gotta drop her off somewhere, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which means you gotta get up, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You gotta get her up,
Yes, Your Honor.
gotta get her dressed,
Yes.
gotta get her fed, gotta get her to where she's going so you can get to work on time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so why do you do that?
It's my responsibility.
Okay,
Judge is asking a lot of questions, but you can kind of see where he's getting, where he's aiming towards, and what he's trying to put into the defendant's head. When the defendant's answer the questions clearly, he has his head up. Good body language. I mean, I think he's coming across as, I'm not going to say I don't want to say trustworthy, but he's coming across like he actually wants to try. But he's also been in jail for 2/3 of a year, so yeah, he's ready to get out. Sure.
then why don't you show up at probation?
There is no excuse for that.
I know there's no excuse for it, okay? If there was an excuse for it, you wouldn't be sitting here now, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why do you just continue to blow that off? If you show up for everything else, why don't you show up here?
I have no excuses for
I
that.
think I know the answer.
Right.
The answer is because you don't want to, right?
At that time, yes.
Okay. I mean, are you interested in like lifetime probation?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, what do you have to say?
Your Honor, as the court has pointed out, Mr. Edwards does have an extensive juvenile record. And as he made us all aware and as is consistent with his current record, Mr. Edwards has not picked up any new cases since this offense in 2018. It sounds like Mr. Edwards had a lot of work to do to get on par with where a lot of us start from. And he has taken great steps towards turning his life around. He understands that he needs to show up. And while it's impossible for us to say at what point in his 20s these things should have clicked for him, I do think that based on his lack of new cases over the last 6 years, he's indicated that he is willing to turn his life around. And I would like to see the court give him an opportunity to show up again.
So what did you accomplish at Signature Health?
When I first started with them, they were helping me get a primary care physician. We spoke a few times about my childhood traumas and stuff like that. If possible, I definitely would like to reconnect with them.
When did you stop showing up to them? About the same time you stopped showing up to him?
More than likely, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How did you get arrested in this case?
A traffic, I got pulled over.
For what?
I turned out of the left lane, and I turned right because I was going the wrong way.
So have you been not committing crimes in the last year and a half, or committing them and not getting caught? Which is it?
Not committing any crimes, Your Honor.
You were scheduled to be off probation 3 years and 3 months ago. 3 years and a month ago. And then you were scheduled to be off probation again when it was extended to a year and a month ago. Last time you were here on January 11th of 23, 22 months ago, you served 56 days. I gave you credit for the 56. You were supposed to go to signature, not take any drugs or alcohol, and work. Now, I realize that was a heavy burden. You had all those conditions, right?
It wasn't a heavy burden, but
No, it wasn't.
No.
I was being sarcastic there, okay?
Yeah.
It wasn't a heavy burden, but you still won't do it. How long have you been in jail on this stretch?
Since September,
How many days, do you know?
around 80.
$76, Dave?
76 as of today, Judge.
76 days. The 56 wasn't enough last time?
It was more than enough, but this is definitely
Well, it wasn't more than enough, or you wouldn't be back here for another 76, right?
true, Your Honor.
Okay. I mean, do you like coming here?
Not at all, Your Honor.
So you've been gone for 19 months. I mean, is it an accurate assessment to say you've been a lousy probationer?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what's been you said you were getting overwhelmed with what?
When I said I was being overwhelmed, just like not having my priorities together, getting older, and not having any goals set at the moment.
Well, you had some goals, right? Your one goal was to take care of your daughter. Another goal was to go to work, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, you're coming close to the one guy that was on probation for 11 years. There's been another judge in this courthouse that has been a judge for 6 years now. This case is so old that he was the prosecutor on your case. His bailiff was the guy who arrested you on this case. I mean, isn't this really stupid?
Yes, Your Honor. On my behalf, Your Honor.
I know, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Okay. But, you know, that's what today is. Today is gonna be stupid day all day. So much to the chagrin of Mr. Tompkins, you're going to stay on community control, but it's going to go till July 3rd of next year. That'll make up for the 19 months you disappeared. 76 days, so you're going to get out today, all right? Get your ass back to work, take care of your kids, show up to probation, show up to Signature Health, and do what you're supposed to do, and pay the costs and fees, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
See? Joe, today's stupid day. This is the second one in a row.
Yes, sir.
On my part, Devontae, not your part. Your stupid part is done. This is my stupid part. All right.
I just love how the way he ends court hearings is awesome. Either does the gavel drop and just walks off the bench, or he has a good line, and that one was great. This is stupid day. This is just stupid day, and he wasn't wrong. I don't remember when this was. This was a couple of days ago, and his entire docket was just filled with stupid. I don't disagree with him at all. All right, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And until next time, bye.